Okay, change of format. So my GoPro here that you can see up on this little, it was on my bike stand is where I had it filming me over there. It shut off and it overheats. And I kind of read that about those things. They have a tendency to overheat. It's been recording for, 30, 40 minutes nonstop. So it got hot, it shut off. But I want to keep working on this thing. So I'm just grabbing my cell phone and we'll keep going. And I have a little stand I can put it on that Lupe got for me. So I've got the gauge assembly right there and the power switch and everything off. So the air compressor is pretty bone bare. I mean, I can tighten up these wheel nuts a little bit and check those out. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean the tank and get that, at least get the dirt off of it. Let's see how that goes. All right, let's put the phone on the stand here and see, can I position this in a way, I think I can, where you'll be able to see mostly what's going on over there. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'll have to put these together later. Let's see how that goes. So for right now, I need to clean this tank. I'm not going to use WD-40 to do that. But I am going to keep it out because I might need it. I've got some 409 degreaser. And I've got some other kind of more natural degreaser that Lupe got me that I might be able to use. So let me put a couple tools away and then I'll get to cleaning that tank. Don't want to put all the WD-40 in my toolbox with the other wrenches and just make a big oily mess in that drawer. So try to clean them off a little bit. Okay, drill can be put away. All right, so there's little rubber feet on the front. What is the deal with this wheel? Is it just loose? I think it is. I think it's just loose. I'm going to take it off because I can clean it better off and get a good look at the bearings, see if that's an issue, if there even are bearings on this thing, and I can block up the back or it can just sit on the ground. Okay, so it's just a bolt and a nut and a spider's nest. There's a big jumping spider in a web right there inside that wheel. Okay, let me get another wrench. Figure out what to do about Pedro there in a minute. Metric or standard? I'm gonna lean towards metric. What did I get? I picked up a standard. It's 3/4. Let me take this one. That's not a bad guess. Probably would work, but let me see if I can find the right one. What I've got is a better tool set right down here. This one's even older. This tool set I had when I was married to Melissa, and Nate and Vincent were like 3 and 4 years old, and we were living in an apartment in Moravia, and I needed tools to fix something. And so I bought this Craftsman set. It was cheap from probably the mall at Sears or something like that. And it's got all the sockets and everything in it still. Some of the wrenches have disappeared over the years, but the original ratchet's in there and some of the attachments. So I keep it because it's one of the few complete sets of tools I have that's labeled. It's like stamped in the plastic, so I keep it because it's easy to find stuff. So let's see, let's go with a 5/8 is too small. Man, 11/16 is too small. 3/4 seem too big, a little too big. So this is metric. So let's go with a 17 millimeter. No, a little too small. 18 millimeter. Bingo. Okay. 18 millimeter. We'll take off that other wheel. The other wheel's different. No, it's not. Actually, I think I know what it is. The other, so there's an 18 millimeter on the inside, right here. On the outside is something else, a little bit bigger. Let's see what that one is. That set doesn't go much past 18. I've got a, no, it's too big. Let's try the 3/4. Yeah, the 3/4. So 3/4 works on the outside and 18 millimeter on the inside. So it's like, it's, you know, like the melting pot of America. It's the melting pot of Harbor Freight tools. You get American on one side and European on the other side. I'm gonna put that back on there so I don't lose it. The good news is there's really not bearings, I don't think. Maybe the spider will climb out while I'm holding this up to the camera. You see him right there? He's right in there moving around. I'll deal with him later. So if I take this piece out, there's really no bearings. It's just smooth plastic and like this kind of sleeve, this metal sleeve over the bolt. So if I just put some grease in there, when I put it back together, it should be good to go. I'm kind of curious if Pedro is going to come out. I don't want that spider just cruising around in the shop, because what's going to happen is I'm going to be over there chilling on my couch watching Netflix one night and he's going to climb in my ear, freak me out. So don't want that to happen. I'll have to kill him soon. Okay, we can get this other wheel off now. Trying to hold the inner one, and life experience, I'm putting pressure on the tank upwards with my other fingers to keep the weight off of my hand, because you know, when you're young and you do this kind of stuff, you inevitably drop shit on your fingers all the time. So that hurts, and I don't want to do that anymore. See, it would have fallen right on my fingers, so I'm supporting it briefly. Okay, so I can keep my fingers intact. I'm gonna put that right there so I don't lose it like the other one. Now those are off tank. Pedro, buddy, you're gonna have to go. I'm sorry. Sorry, friend, but the only time I'm ever gonna have 8 legs in the shop, ugh, nasty, that was fucking gross, crunched him, is if we hire like 4 strippers, maybe, I don't know. So, oh, that was nasty. Did you hear that crunch? Listen. Oh, that's fucking gross. Okay. Crunchy Pedro. History, buddy. That. Oh, it's disgusting. Okay. That grossed me out. I don't know why. I guess because I felt like the pressure, you know, pushing the wheel with the paper towel. I felt like the give and I heard the crunch at the same time. It's just gross. Okay. Time to clean this tank. Putting these tools away first. 18 millimeter. Some miraculous way, I've managed to keep every socket that came with this thing in the spot it goes for like, I don't know, 20 something years. No idea how I managed to pull that off. I've lost every other tool and stuff I've had, but that set for some reason has stuck around. Okay, let's clean the tank. So all I do with bikes, I could probably use some bike wash actually. Let me try 409 first. All I do with my bikes is I put them up here on this stand that's right here in front of the camera. I hang the bikes right here with some painter's plastic underneath it, and I have this bike wash stuff that I got at a bike shop. It's really good, waterless. You just kind of spray it, scrub it, and then like spray it with like a water spray bottle and just wipe it off and it's done. Let's see how this does. I'm gonna use paper towels first because that's gonna just make mud. Yep, lots of mud. Okay. kind of give it a preliminary wipe down. Might just have to do this a bunch of times until I get it until I get it clean. I wasn't sure how much of this was rust or if any of it was rust. I was hoping it wasn't. This thing has not been stored indoors. It's always been outdoors, but it's always been in like a shed, so no climate control, I guess. But I was hoping that would mean that there'd be no rust, and so far, it looks like no rust. Yeah, I do want to get those decals off of there. I don't really care what original brand it was. It's not like it's some cool brand, right, that's gonna hold its value over time and be cool to say you have this old fill-in-the-blank brand hand-me-down air compressor from generations ago one day. It's not gonna happen. It's a Harbor Freight cheap-ass air compressor. But maybe I could do something else to make it look cool. Paint something on it or put some cool stickers on it. Something like that. It's kind of working. It's getting a lot of it off. There's some probably early signs of rust right there on that side. I'm not going to take them off from now on. You know, once this is done, this thing's going to be in this shop and climate controlled. It's going to have a permanent place under a cabinet somewhere. And I'm probably even going to wire a switch to it so I can just turn a light switch on and it'll power the air compressor, so that when I'm working somewhere over here, I can just turn a switch on and have air. So I'm not too worried about, you know, removing rust. I think it being in a controlled space will prevent the rust from getting any worse, I hope. Preliminary wipe down is done. I kind of pivot this. What I was saying in another video is it's amazing how much weight of an air compressor is not the tank. This is not that heavy. This motor assembly is twice the weight of this tank. Strange. Okay, I think I can lift this up on this side. Yeah, sounds fine. There's nothing inside. Okay. I mean, this paint, of course, looks like brand new down here. Looks really good. The drain valve that's on here looks good. I'll probably go ahead and take it out, clean it, put it back in. Why not, right? You got it to this point, might as well be thorough enough to do that. These are just little hex screws, but they are super rusted on those feet. I'm not going to worry about that. I think I'm just going to clean them out. I think I'm just gonna spray some stuff in there and clean it the best I can. I probably could take that off and go down to a local hardware store and buy a new kind of bolt to put in there that was clean. I don't know. Does it matter? It's the foot. It's like you will never see that bolt. Well, you can kind of see from the top, I guess. Think about that. What would you do? Would you leave it, or would you go spend like $4 and get a new bolt and then make that better? All right, since the preliminary cleaning is done, I'm moving on to shop rag. All right, I've never used that bike cleaner before. I might try it on here to see how it works. I've been using 409 on the bikes, and then just recently I saw that bike cleaner. So let's see if that does a better job of now making this even better. Getting all the grease off of it. Let's try it out. I'm hoping it has a cool, like, car wash kind of fragrance or something. Don't know if it will. Let's see. There's a cap on here. That's weird. Look at the cap. It's got like a screen. I don't know if you can see that. I've never seen that before. The cap has like a mesh screen. Can you see that? Kind of cool. So I don't know if you're supposed to leave it closed and it diffuses the spray in some way, foams it maybe, I don't know. Off or on? All right, let's leave it shut and see what it does. Okay, just like a jet stream. Let's flip it over. I think it just foams it. I think it just kind of foams it up. So all I'm doing is just spraying that stuff on and wiping it back off. That's it. It does kind of has a smell, like a nice kind of car wash sweet. I don't know. I'm waiting for it to dry to see if it leaves any kind of residue on here. Just curious. No, I mean there's a little residue, but it might just be because it's first time I've wiped it off. You get a clean rag. I'm just curious if it kind of... Oh, it did say you were supposed to rinse it with water too on this direction, so let's do that. I got a water bottle. Water. Wipe that off. I'm just kind of doing this one spot because I want to compare like how this feels to how this side feels with the 409. It definitely looks clean. I mean, it's not shiny anymore. It's an old tank, but it definitely got some of that like that grease residue and stuff off of there. Man, that's actually really clean compared to this other side. Let me show you. This is cool. Let me flip the camera around here. Can I do that while I'm recording? I don't think I can. So if you look at where I started, like right up here, if I rub that, see how it kind of streaks? There's still some like oil on the surface because all I did is wipe it off with 409 and paper towels. Over here, on this side, that I did with the bike wash, if I rub in here, like there's nothing there. It's very dry. So the bike wash does seem to remove grease better than 409, at least with a little bit of water. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep on cleaning. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it off, even underneath here. And then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get these labels off. What, you know what? Maybe I should do that first before I wipe it off, because then I can give it a final clean. We know that works. We know that bike wash and water worked well. So let me put these away. Let's figure out how to get labels off. And I guess the method I use to get the labels off probably is going to influence whether or not I paint this thing. So I need to make a decision. Am I going to paint it? Or am I going to leave it this kind of cool old black color with all the original stuff? If I paint it, I may have to wait on this project until I buy more paint. I've got some spray paint. Oh, you know what I do have? Let's see. Let's see what I got up here on the shelf. if I have 2 of these, and I do, man, that's tempting. So I've got 2 cans of this Rust-Oleum hammered, kind of a, just looks like a hammered metal. I was going to paint on my shelves in here. I was gonna paint them all black and then do the trim in a hammered metal, so it would give it the illusion of being like metal shelves. But I could paint this whole thing hammered aluminum. It's not the color I had in mind. When I was thinking to myself, like, should I paint this or not? I was thinking, like, should I paint it like bright yellow or, you know, orange or red or something like that. Hammered aluminum. It's tempting. Would that look good? Let me think about that, because the black shroud's gonna always be on there, unless I just leave it off and run that thing with no shroud, which probably isn't the best. I'll probably end up painting this with like painting the shroud, the plastic shroud, with like a bed liner material maybe. I could paint that. Man, I kind of want to paint it like orange. Let me show you what kind of orange. This little thing right here, this kind of orange. If I were to paint it orange like that, like that's a cool like orange enamel paint. That's what I was picturing, is like an orange enamel thing. Could do it orange, could do it black. I don't know. Let me think about that. Then I'll figure out how I want to proceed.